Hey, everybody. During this fantastic Comic Con week where so much has gone on, I want to thank everybody for sticking with Zenny 62. And as you know, because of my obligations to me mom, and then of course I need a new hip. But hey, you know what I did though? I'll explain that in a second. I want to introduce my longtime friend Dan Gindlesperger, and we originally met at CES Las Vegas many moons ago, actually. It's like 2010 or something, and
Before that,
yeah, somewhere in there, yeah, because 2010 was my first CES,
then that
so
would have been, yeah. I was gonna say,
yeah,
because I was in CS
yeah,
way
you were
before that.
before that, right? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so he that's how I met him, and he's been a great person, but also a major sci-fi dude like me, and gifted me with a phaser. And I should have known back then, folks. I should have known something else was coming, and that something else was this new book he has out right here, The Demon's Secret, which he sent me a manuscript to, and I tried. Let me give him the solo right here, right here. Yeah, I tried to read that thing, and folks, in the dark, make sure you have the lights on.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Make sure you have the lights on for the demon's secret. You got to absolutely make certain you've got to have the lights on for this because it will scare the absolute patootie out of you. Just the way this my man has written this, he has a true gift for writing horror, no question about it. It's quite impressive. And Dan, I gotta ask you, you know, first of all, congratulations on the book. Yeah,
Thank you
four.
very
Look
much.
at this, folks. He's got a four. Look at this. You can get it right now. All you have to do is type the Demon's Secret on Google, and they'll pop up number one. This has been out since March 10th of last year, 2024. It's just 11.99. But but this story, this story right here about Father Luke, a trained exorcist, uncovering sacred knowledge hidden in time while removing demons from the innocent. These truths put his own life and the lives of those he cares about in grave danger from every direction. Based near Washington, D.C., where greed and deception around every corner, and boy, you can say that again, lie these dangerous secrets, ones that threaten the very fabric of our human world. This man, my friend, may even be able to tell you after this book exactly where Jeffrey Epstein really is. So,
We know where he is, and it's pretty hot down there.
yeah, it's not in that cell. Well, Dan, I think he's still alive. Okay, because
Yeah,
no one's proved he actually was killed.
I hope not. I
You know,
really, I
I
really
mean,
hope not.
I hey, look, people just say things. That might be your next book right there. But my whole point is talking about this book. How did you? I want to go back to it. How did you come to the point of writing this classic?
So,
It's a
I
classic.
love me. As you said, I'm a sci-fi, but I'm also a sci-fi horror nerd. I love everything horror. My kids have seen every Universal monster movie more than
Whoa.
once. But to me, because I went to Catholic school growing up, The Exorcist has been the scariest movie I've ever seen. I still get the chills watching that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But with all the Exorcist themes, there's one thing: why? Why are
Hmm.
demons possessing people?
Huh.
So this tries to answer that question in a roundabout way. But Father Luke, our main character, he starts discovering things that he's not supposed to know about. So he's dealing with these demons that are attacking him, and he's also dealing with people in the church and other factions that don't want people to know these secrets. One of the first things that happens is he's sent over by a friend of his to visit these three priests that have been exiled by the church. They live in a cabin without phones or any of that because they know some of these secrets. So he sent them to train them to be a better exorcist, but he starts learning this stuff. and his life becomes in peril through the whole thing. And it's not only him; it's people he knows, people he interacts with, because there's concern that something may happen. So you have this priest doing these exorcisms, right? Um, and it's changing their lives, not only their mental capacity, because things are happening to them because they're interacting with demons. So he's fighting this battle with these demons at the same time he's battling against the church, saying you're not supposed to know these things. And it gets pretty intense. And when I've read it, when I read this book, there were times when I laughed, and there were times when I actually cried reading it back to myself, because the characters are not just somebody in a book to me. They're people that live in my brain every day, right? I talk to other authors.
You feel these folks. You feel them.
Yeah, they're part of who I, a little piece of who I am, except for the bad ones, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there's one part in this book, and this really isn't a spoiler alert, but there's a part where the church tells everybody that Father Luke's dead. Because they're trying to hide him out. They're trying to get him away from talking to people, and he finally gets access to a phone and calls his mother, and she just loses it because her dead son just called her. And the emotionality behind that to me would be so intense. What would you do? How would you react? I loved writing this book. I've been working on a sequel to it, but it's been a very slow roll because it has to be as good as the first book. And I think it can be, but I'm not in a rush. I'd rather take 2 years to do it than have it done 6 months and just not be amazing. I have 2 other books out, both on a crime series, and I put the third book on hold to write this. Because I was talking to my wife about this idea, and she said, well, why don't you just do it now? So I took a break from the third book in the crime series just to get this one done. And I love this book. I truly do. It is available on Audible. But to me, I know everybody loves Audible, and Audible is great, and that's why I put it on Audible. But when I read a book, I hear the people, how I envision them in my brain, right? So to me, it's, especially if you're holding that book in your hand, it's that visceral connection between you and the paper that just makes it really amazing.
You're getting some rave reviews. For example, there's an interview here by Laura's Books and Blogs, and she writes that, to me, there's nothing scarier than the idea of being possessed. A killer can brutally murder you. A monster can eat you. A vampire can suck you dry. That's a double entendre. But
it works.
Yeah, but these are all external violations to take over your body and psyche and entrap you within yourself. I can't think of anything worse, she writes. For this reason, I usually shy away from possession and demon stories. However, the Demon Secret here by Dan Gindlesperger caught my attention because it went beyond simply extracting a demon from an innocent person and moving on. It instead dives deep into an entire theory about how and why demons take control the way they do. I'm getting scared just reciting this. What it would take to truly stop them from possessing anyone further, and who would go to great lengths to stop this information from getting out. Below is my review of The Demon Secret, followed by an interview with Gindlesperger about his book, and she gives the plot summary. I'm going to avoid that part, except to say that she describes it as a hardcore religious horror novel, as in terms of how it starts out, with an unsettling description of possessed children and a demon named Dagon who torments Father Luke wherever he goes thereafter. He seeks comfort in the group of banished priests who offer not only tips and advice, but also genuine friendship. Whoa. Right there, that is freaking deep, man. That's like, I gotta swim in this. But the way you write it, Dan, the settings, the feeling, it is truly a deep, deep work that deserves to be made into a movie. But
Um,
where did you get the idea specifically to do this the way you did it?
okay, so my favorite author, and this is questionable, some people, because people like different authors, has always been Clive Barker. If you've ever read any of Clive's big work, not the little stuff, but the big work, when you read it, you are part of his story. You are intensely part of that story, and that's what I want my books to be. I don't want you just to read it. I want to feel like you are there. If they're walking through the forest, you're walking through the forest with them. There's one. I don't know if you remember. There's a part of the book where they're just playing a game of Monopoly,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote it. It's hilarious to me. I just laughed through the whole thing, but it humanizes everything. I want these people to feel like somebody you know, like somebody you've met in your life. You're engulfed in it, and even at the end of the book, you still have the feeling of unease because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe even to look over your shoulder. It's like when Jaws came out and everybody was afraid to go in the water.
Uh, when you first conceived of this book, how long did it take you to how long did it take you to formulate the story? And what was the aha moment when you said, okay, I know I've got it. This is I'm ready. I mean, how long did it take you
So
to ferment in your brain before it came out on paper, if you will?
all writers, I think, have different ways of looking at a book. My thing is I write the end of the book, the last 5 paragraphs, before I write anything else. I write it down, and then I write down all my characters and just make little notes of things that they will do in the plot. Now, when I'm writing it, it's going to change. It's going to evolve, as because we all evolve. And you're writing something, you're like, oh, this might be cooler this way. So then you kind of pivot into it. So
Right.
I give a basic outline, but I don't write down every little part of the book. I build that as I go. And then once a day when I'm writing, the first thing I do is I read the end of the book again. I refocus on this is where we're going, but how can we get there, and how can we make it interesting to get to that point? Which is, it's not hard to be interesting when you have demons involved, and I sprinkle humor throughout the entire book. I really do. And I wanted to have some levity, because if that thing is dark, kill, then it becomes a struggle almost. Where if you have a little levity mixed in, you're like, oh, that was funny. And then you read something dark and then something light again. It just changes the way things work.
Perfect. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Sorry, that was, again, my ringtone. I'm a horror fan.
Perfect. Hey,
so yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Is Father Luke you?
Father Luke, there's part of Father Luke that is, I think, what we all want to be. He wants to learn the answers, and he wants to take care of people, right? I see a little bit of myself in Father Luke. I'm not a priest. I can tell you right now, I have kids at home. But there are parts of him that come from me. And I can do that because he wants to learn answers. He's very curious, but he's also, how would you put it? He has honor. He's very honorable about what he does. He doesn't want to just throw people away. He wants to be a part of making them better and figuring out what's going on. You have to have answers. I always say when people start a question and never finish it, I'm like, no, finish the question, because I need to know what's on the other side of the equal sign so I can figure out what's going on. That's part of the analyst in me too.
And when you were imagining these scenes in your head, was there a movie or movies that influenced how you designed this book in your head that came on to screen, if you will?
I wouldn't say a single anything. I think it could be an amalgamation. That's a tough word to say sometimes.
Amalgamation.
Exactly. Of different things I've seen, different scenes, different movies. And it wouldn't just be, a specific horror movie or a specific. I think it's a mix of what we've seen throughout the years. I mean, I've got a lot of years on this planet, so I've seen a lot.
Yeah. And it also, what's your favorite character?
That's a good question. Father Stewart.
Aha. Wow. Why Father Stewart? Why?
Because he's like the leader of the exiled priest. Um, they're all jovial. They have a big heart, but he's the glue that binds them together. You can tell that throughout the story. He is the person in charge, you could say, and he's a really strong character. And I think he helps the other characters work through stuff because everybody has their own little quirk. Especially when you read like the section where they're going out to sing karaoke. It's funny, but it mixes. They're still dealing with these demons even when they're going out to have fun. Yeah. So it makes it more interesting.
I gotta ask you, this comes to mind. Do maybe even subconsciously any of these scenes and people, do they allow us who've covered CES with you to reach back and say, "Oh yeah, that feels like your office partner is CEO, so maybe the guy that you think is a favorite is Gary Shapiro."
I can't really tie anything from CES into this book. I really can't. CES was all. I love CES. Yeah. I finally retired from it after over 20 years doing it.
Yeah.
Just because I was taking 10 days a week from my family. It wasn't about the money. It was about the time away from my family. My kids are getting older. But there's nothing of those two that tie together other than it, not being there gives me more time to write.
And you've got a situation here in that if it's about an exorcist, it's about demons. But it also feels like it's about an awakening inside.
Oh yeah, and it also, and if you read, it's also about family.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really important because it is. These people, they become a family.
That's what I mean. But that's it, Dan. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it.
No, fine, please do.
It reminds me of we're at this time in society where we have something called digital nomads, right? They go, they go from place to place for business. They literally live there for the time. People at CES do that, for example.
Oh yeah,
right. That's standard today. You have people who come from broken homes, single parent families, and they establish their family differently than in the past.
Yeah.
And this seems like that aspect of society is in your book, in a sense.
There is a person who does a podcast, another friend of mine, and it's called The Trauma That Binds Us.
Ah, wow.
And I was on his show because I'm a writer, which he does a lot of writers, but he also, everybody there has past trauma in their life. Something that has happened. One of the other great writers that he did, his father died when he was like 5 years old. And we talk about how the trauma in your youth affects how you think and how you interact with people. Right. For me, I grew up, my mother and my stepdad were horrible alcoholics. I was constantly moving in and out of the house. By the time I was 16, I was living at friends' house. I wasn't even living at home anymore. So it changes, as you said, what you consider a family unit to be. Mm-hmm. My family wasn't my family. It was these people that I knew, my friends in my neighborhood. They became my family.
Yeah.
They were the people that were always there for me no matter what.
Yep.
So the family model changes, but I think I learned to appreciate people more that way. I learned that no matter who you are, people in their hearts aren't selfish, right? Everybody could have just said, "Oh, you'll be fine." But instead, people draw you in and they become part of who you are. And that to me is an amazing thing. It truly is. Just to have that love of people in your heart.
And Review Tales says about your book, how did it put it? It says, the demon seed, a demon secret. There is also a seed in a sense, but that's
the demon seed is actually a movie.
And I know, but I was, let me explain why. I have to explain the whole seed part, okay?
All right.
and it has to do with the photograph here. That the girl.
Uh-huh.
All right. And I saw that and I thought, okay, that's why I was thinking seed in my mind, even though it's not seed, it's secret. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that girl in the photograph in the picture? Is it, you know,
Yeah, it's just a general child. I mean, it's not supposed to be any specific person. It's the idea that the girl was stepping up in front of this demon,
mm-hmm.
and you can look at it different ways. My look at it is it's their introduction to the demon.
Are they
You
her
know,
demons in a sense? Is she
they
fighting
could
her demons?
be, they could be. I never delved that deep into it. I was just like
Huh.
the idea is I had a professional artist do it, and I said I wanted a child going to a door and a demon's waiting for her.
I love how the description starts. It's the heart of the novel is Father Luke, a dedicated exorcist whose life takes a perilous turn when he discovers ancient, forbidden knowledge while expelling demons from the innocent. This newfound wisdom doesn't just threaten his life, it entangles and endangers those he holds dear, pitting him against the forces of darkness that lurk within the corridors of power. That sounds like some staffers that I know who work for the current president. I mean, is there a kind of an anti-work motif going on there? Corridors of power. Oh, these demons.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, and even in the book, we go through a little bit. Father Luke learns about a priest because he's uncovering ancient, old stuff, old writings and stuff, and part of it is related to the Spanish Inquisition. I grew up Catholic. Also, I grew up in a Catholic house. I went to Catholic school. So this is the book in no way is
Did you
is
get
an
your
attack on the church.
hand slapped on the wrist when you did something
Yeah,
bad?
yes,
Oh, that happened to me once. I still remember the pain.
yes.
I was 6 years old. I'll be 63 August 4th. I
And
still
you still remember?
Yeah, absolutely. It
The
made me
nuns get in your head. They do.
oh, ooh, golly, boy.
But the church hasn't been perfect. We know that. And that's where it came from. Is there? I did some looking into different things about it. One of the small bits in the book is about the Nephilim, because that's where, according to some scriptures, the demons came from. So I did some research and tried to keep a parallel line between what is fiction and what some people consider fact, because depending on somebody's religious belief at the time, I'm not going to go to whether or not it's true or not, but it's what's written in the Bible.
Now, when I read this, what do you want me to come away thinking? What is it that you're looking to ignite in me, other than abject fear, which you've done?
So the first thing I want to do is I want you to be entertained, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason behind the book.
Yeah.
But if you read through the book, I'm hoping that you question things in your life. And that's not just the church, but when somebody says, well, you should know this, well, then you should.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that old joke about that Ronald Reagan did about the worst, what is like the scariest 11 words in the English language. We're from the government. We're here. Trust us. We're from the government. We're here to help. Don't take things for granted. Step out of your little happy box and learn, grow. I mean, it's huge. I mean, we're both not spring chickens, and I learn every day, and I want to learn more every day.
Definitely. My desire to learn is always there. Has to be, given the nature of what I do, right? But and for you, given the nature of what you do, I have to ask you. And you hinted at, I thought, is this going to be a movie?
I really wish I would, dude. If there's any producers listening to this, I will give you the rights to the movie if you do the movie. I don't care about the money. I want the movie. It would be amazing. The only thing I would ever ask on this is to help write the screenplay.
Yeah. So for those of you at Comic-Con who are watching this or will watch it, and you will, because this is on hashtag SDCC, and it's already on Twitter. I definitely encourage you to make this book a movie. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having a great work like this one as a movie that people can see. Okay. There's no other way I can put it than that. I'm very proud of you, Dan. You really,
Thank you.
you've done something really great.
Can I share something with you real quick on the
Yeah.
story?
Uh-huh.
There's a part of the movie where they work with a tattoo guy. The tattoo guy is a real person and a really good friend of mine in Las Vegas. So when you read him, you're not reading about a character I made up. You're reading about as far as the personality and the way he handles himself. That is Cornfed. He's one of my great friends.
Huh. Wow. And so what we have here, what I'm doing is I've got got two things here that here it is. And what I'm looking at, folks, is I've got the article version. This is what I'm looking at, folks. And then I'll show you the propagation here of what's happening. We've got on this, whoops, that's the wrong one. Got to get used to this new layout. Come on, Screenyard.
You got it, man. You got it.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. There it is. Okay, that one. Now, here's what I'm doing, folks. I am going, what I want to do is swap these out. Okay, so I've got to stop that screen, make this larger, press it again so I can share it, and then go down to this. This is on San Diego Comic-Con News.com, right? This is what you can see right now. If you, of course, you press it in the middle, you can hear us talking. Okay, so it's like it's pretty cool. But what I'm doing now is it automatically also tweeted itself out. But I'm also I'm doing it again here because I want people to respond to this at Comic-Con. I want people to really say, hey, you know what? We've got to read this first of all so we can get appropriately scared to death. And so now that's out there. And yeah. And so now that I've done that, right? If I go there, I think you can see it. No, actually you can't see it because I'm going to have to switch it over. All right. So if I go down here from there, and move this up just to move this down a tad so I can get the right controls. Yeah, stop that screen, go here again, then go up, share that screen right there, and click on that, okay? So, and then go back to Twitter. Right, profile.
Sorry, I had to look close at the Godzilla.
There, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, folks, or not, but it didn't move. Hold on a second. I've got to reposition that. All right, try that again, folks. But this works when it works, and it works, and it works, and it works wonderfully. And how come it's not? Oh, because I'm stupid. That's why. There it is. It's on Twitter.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, more than once too. Because if you take a look at it, all right, it's on, but not, that's one, right? So retweet that one. But then here's the other, right? There, okay. Retweet that one, okay. And so this is out there, folks, and I believe there's going to be other versions coming up beyond this. In other words, on other sites when this gets replicated. So you will see this at Comic-Con, all right? And then look, see that SDCC 2025, all right? And it's all within all the other Comic-Con content. And we'll start boosting it some more to get it seen. And folks, tag Zenny Abraham 62 and let us know that you saw it among all the other fantastic Comic-Con content, and also let us know that you bought it. Yeah, that's the thing. Make him famous, more famous.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
do.
If you were to write this as a sequel, how would you do it? Because I know you have some thoughts in mind.
No, I already have the second book.
Oh, it's out.
No, it's out. Let me. I already have the first 10 chapters done. It's not out. It's not done, but it is working towards it. And what it does is it takes exactly where the last thing you read and moves forward. So the end of that book, and the beginning of this book, the beginning of The Demon Secret, starts off with a conversation that Father Luke is having with Archbishop, who is at where he meets at the end of the book, because that's where. So it actually starts right where it ended. And there's talk about him going to the office and how it smells, and the stuff I wrote there, like I haven't been going fast, but some of the stuff I just love so much. I really do. It's very descriptive, and that to me makes it more interesting. You don't want 10 chapters on one little tiny thing, but you want people to walk into a room and, like, if you're reading about it, you can actually smell it. Wow. You can see it.
Yeah. If you have a highly visual mind like both of us do, and you're reading it on my end,
right?
That's when the fear in me just welled up. I was in bed. I remember it was at 1:34 at night.
Ooh. And what are you doing up at 1:34 at night, Fetty?
Well, it's standard. My mom is here for her, and a lot of times we're up watching late TV. Game shows, news, that sort of thing. She goes to sleep. I monitor her, and then sometimes we're there until 3 a.m. But it's important to me that she knows somebody is there. It's hard for me to leave her by herself. I didn't meet. We talked about this. I didn't meet Mrs. Wright. Tried. But the show must goes on. The show must go on, and this is my obligation. And so I figure. So what happens is that when I do get to bed, it's hard to go to sleep. Also because she is 80 feet away in the next room, which is a long distance if you think about it, especially if you're. So I've got a Google system set up so I can ask her if she's okay. Because last fall. Was the most horrifying for people who regularly follow my site, my channel. That was horrifying. Talk about a real life horror story. Somebody needs to write a real life horror story, just telling what really happens to people when you're in an ER and you get nurses that want to yell at you, and it's just So it's hard to go to sleep because of all that. I'm always on alert for my mother.
Oh no, and I mean, that's important. It's hugely important, and you're doing the right thing. You're doing 100%.
Thanks.
Anybody who wouldn't put that much effort into it, I mean, I would question their heart at that point, right?
Definitely. No, my mom's given me a great life, man.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, so anyway, that's why. And
it makes sense.
Do I have a horror story movie in me like what you got? You
never know.
I'm afraid to write, Dan. I mean, you think maybe you can, coax me out of it. I don't know. Last time I tried to do anything, I wrote. I was about to turn 42, and I came up with an idea called Memoirs of a Black Man at 42. But I thought that sounded too, there's a term for
cliche.
Yeah, cliche. And then I thought, hey, how about memoirs of a YouTube partner at 42? Because a lot of my life has been shaped by being a YouTuber, and not only that, one of the first generationally YouTubers, and not only that, a YouTuber. And I never thought about this, but a YouTuber has adopted YouTube in their 40s, which never occurred to me that that was what I was doing. And so, but I say all that, and I started to write it, and I got 20 something pages in, and I stopped. So for you to go as far as you've done,
There's a book that I have part of it in the background, and it'll always be there, but it'll never go out. Never be, because when I was working on the whole trauma series with Tim
right,
Douglas,
right.
I started writing what I'd been through as a child.
Wow.
And I learned from that I was still very angry. I don't see it every day, and all that. But I learned it quickly, and when I got through about 5 chapters, I had to shelve it.
Wow. But see, that's the thing, you said something to me before we got started that just hit me. You said that I live with these characters in this book,
Oh yeah,
that they are, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said different parts of you.
they're not different. They are a part of me, and it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they are reflective of who I am.
Right,
It
right, right.
means that when I can picture what every one of them looks like. I can picture how they talk. I can picture how they act. And some of that, and my first book about the kid that's forced to be a killer for the mob, which is a cool story. It's a novella, very small. Don't expect it to be perfect because it was my first book, and I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the main character was a person that I knew. And I even told him before, I said, dude, you're not a killer, but this is your personality. And I wanted to put that out there because he's the kind of person that isn't afraid of anything. He'll jump in both feet and just kill whatever he's doing. So since he's killed it, what better place for him to be than a killer?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So like I said, these characters all live in my brain. They do. I mean, and if you can put yourself in that kind of position where, and this is all right. It's fiction. It's you decide who your people is going to be doing and what they're going to do it. To me, it's easier to write that than do factual recounting.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. I can write up stuff about what's going on. I do it. My last job, I did it every time, every day, every week. This is what's going on, but it's not fun. I said when I started the book on my youth, it was definitely not fun. I was very angry, and it upset me to write a lot of it. I sat there and cried while I was writing it, and I knew that's when I had to shelve it.
Sounds like an outlet.
Oh, it's huge. It was huge.
Huh.
I used to take medicines for panic attacks, and then I found this amazing. Oh yeah, I met this amazing shrink.
Huh.
Amazing, and I'd seen counselors before, and they were medicating me, and that's all they were doing. This guy's like, you shouldn't be medicated, and we spent 2 years getting to root cause.
Huh.
And then I stopped taking medicine. I was fine. I haven't had a panic attack since.
Wow. All of that in different ways, I believe, is in the book, The Demon's Secret.
Oh, there's pieces of it. There's pieces of everything.
If nothing else, the expression of dealing with your own demons, both real and imagined.
Oh yeah.
Quite a deep work. This cries to be read.
A movie.
It cries to be a movie. It cries to be a movie big time. Yeah. Make it so. If you're watching out there, hey, welcome. You just walked in, folks. My friend Daniel Gindlesperger has written a stem winder for you. Get it, and tell him Zenny62 sent you. And even if you don't say that, get it anyway.
Say it anyways.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, definitely. Hey Dan, it's been a great hour.
Been amazing.
We'll come on back. We'll talk about it some more. And also science fiction and everything, and Comic-Con. Hey folks, if you haven't done so before, again, get his book in Amazon. If you've done so, get another copy. Send them around. And be sure to watch out for what he comes up with next. And you've been in a couple of years, right?
Well, give it a year. There's a book I might send you the beginning of. Again, it's half a book. Sci-fi though. And the life forms that we're dealing with are not carbon based. I think you'd be interested in reading what I got on that so far.
Yeah, very much so. Hey, also, I noticed, are we getting away from zombies and more into demons? Because I'm so used to the zombie stories, but is that played out, you think?
I don't think so. It's just different, right? I mean, first you have to look at different types of zombies, right? And that's why I don't go with zombies, because some people like the George Romero, the slow zombies, other people like the fast zombies. I actually have a tattoo of a zombie pinup on my back. Which
fast zombies like in World War Z, right?
So kind of have you read the book? Or just
I read 1/3 of the book and never finished it. And then I tried to see the movie. The movie was a little bit of
the movie is nothing compared to the book. It is quite night and day. Yeah. I love the book. And then if you get the audiobook, it's one of the few audios that I truly love, because the whole idea is, there's a reporter, or excuse me, an analyst asking questions and getting interviews of all these people. They use a different actor for every interview, which is amazing.
That's wild. And then I interviewed the author, Max.
Oh, how was Max?
Yeah, I'll show you. Guess where I interviewed him?
Comic-Con?
Yeah!
But at first I saw Max Burke and I was like, who's this Max Burke guy? And then I found out who his father was.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it grandfather?
Yeah, grandfather. Yeah. I'll show you, because this is like, I think my second year of Comic-Con, something like that. And thereabouts. Max Books, NE62, Comic-Con. I gotta work on my Google listing here.
Google foo.
Yeah, it needs some work. Here's come on, man. What's going on here, man? It's been crowded with everything but me. That's wrong. That really hurls. And it's like, yeah, big chunks. Hold on a second. Let me try this another way.
You need to make hurls part of the lexicon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we do. Okay. Put it there. And yeah, here it is. I put the same combination of words in Google, and it doesn't even show me, but I put it in YouTube, and boom, I come up where I should be. Yeah. Number 1. That's wrong. I got to get after Google about that. But nonetheless, here it is. In 3 minutes and 42 seconds, this is Max Brooks. Right here. World War Z creator. And I will go here and I will enlarge this a bit so that it fills the screen as it should. There it is. And boom.
You're so young there.
Yeah. Well, I need to shave. Right? Shave, obviously look the same. That's makeup too.
Oh, the whole. Yeah. And no glasses.
Right. That was my first TV show.
Nice.
And my only one.
And you're not wearing the little Star Trek.
Isn't this cool though?
It is cool.
They made all that for me. I'll tell you about it off camera. Yeah. There he is. Tout sponsor. 2012.
He looks like a less angry Anthony Bourdain. Okay, just so you know, we don't get the audio on this side.
Wait, hold on a second. Say that again?
We're not getting the audio. Or at least
you know what? Oh, because I've got the audio. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got echo.
Oh, no worries.
Hang on.
I will look this up after
No.
the interview. I will.
Yeah,
And everybody who's saying this right now will look it up.
Boom, boom. Now, let's try that again, folks. That's a StreamYard thing. I have to always do that, and I keep forgetting. All right, let's go past. Well, you didn't hear the introduction all of a sudden.
In today's world of high-speed connection, text messaging,
Now you hear it,
social
right?
networking,
Yeah.
we often find ourselves searching for information. There are millions of blogs on the internet. News, sports, politics, and tech. But I bring it all together for you and present it in a relentlessly unconventional fashion. My name is Zenny Abraham, and this is the Blog Report.
But this music, listen to this.
It's time now for news.
That's Zenny Rock, man. I have to bottle that. Zenny Rock.
If you remember my video, Deadliest Warriors, this is Max Brooks, who's done an excellent job in writing about Deadliest Warriors, and that's also World War Z as well. Max, welcome back to Comic-Con.
Thank you.
What brings you back this year?
Mainly Legendary. Legendary Entertainment has just opened up a comics book division, and I do a lot of development work with Thomas Tull, who is Legendary. And
In more ways than one.
And Thomas Tull owns the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
he is, no kidding. And so we're pretty much launching this division. So I'm there for that, and I'm in between panels right now. We're about to go do a zombie panel for the Zombie Research Society.
Tell my viewers about this division.
For Legendary?
Yes, sir. That you're involved in, yeah.
Legendary Pictures, which has done small films like, Dark Knight, Clash of the Titans.
Hold on a second. This should be you, Dan. Okay?
I'm with you there.
This should be you. Listen to this, okay?
Man, indie films.
Godzilla.
Yeah. So, Thomas Tull, who is very into comic books as well as movies, wants his own comic book division so he can tell his own stories. And he's launching it now. He's been in development for quite a while, so he brought me in as one of the developers to sort of hammer out ideas. And he's got great writers like Mark Waid, and Bob Schreck is running the whole thing. And it's pretty exciting. It's very cool to be sort of on the ground floor of a new nation.
Now, Deadliest Warriors, what can we expect next? You're still involved in it as well, right?
No, I was on one episode of Deadliest Warrior, which was vampires versus zombies. Basically what happened was they did the focused research. They found out that percentage of the men who watched Deadliest Warrior was still getting dates. So they said, how can we completely annihilate any chance of them having a social life? So let's put vampires and zombies together. It's not enough to do like a knight versus a pirate. So then they brought me in. And myself and a gentleman named Matt Moak, who is the head and founder of the Zombie Research Society, we were Team Zombie against Steve Niles and a dude who looked just like Christian Slater. And they were Team Vampire. And they won.
Now, World War Z, where did you come up with the idea for that?
There is a book called The Good War by an author named Studs Terkel, and it's an oral history of the Second World War.
I read that.
And when I set out to tell a zombie story, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell it as an oral history, and that way I could cover a lot of ground. I could talk about different countries, I could talk about different walks of life, different societies. I didn't have to just make it a simple adventure story. And people seem to like it.
Max Brooks, good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Yes, that's Max. Go ahead. And the music at the end is done by Emily Palin for me. Yeah. I'll leave it right there. Emily's a great lady who's I haven't seen her in quite a while. Superbly talented, but produced all that for me. But yeah, that could be you, man. That should be you. That's
I agree.
yeah. We gotta work on that, man. We gotta get you in. I believe actually I can figure out an end to Thomas Tull. We'll figure out that off camera, but because you should be there. We gotta get you in the Comic-Con too. We'll talk about that. Technically, you are in Comic-Con right now.
Exactly.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, let me, I almost forgot about that. I keep forgetting, folks. I get so caught up in what I'm doing, but I also forget that, hey, I gotta readjust the audio. Cancellation is on. Ta-da.
You need a producer while you're doing all this.
God.
I know.
Oh, golly. All right, sir. We will talk off camera, folks. Hey, everybody, get his book, please.
Please do.
Yeah, all you gotta do is Amazon. Just Amazon. In fact, I will put up the link here for you to go get it, and then it will be on the. See, there it is. All right. See, there it is. Easy. All right. Amazon.
It doesn't get any easier than that.
No, / Demon Secret Dan Gindlesperger. That's all really. All you need to do is type that, and you're there. And just click and buy.
Buy it now.
There you go.
Don't put it in the cart. If you put it in the cart, you're gonna do like me and never check out. Just buy it now.
Boom. That's it. All right, folks. That ends this stream. Thank you very much, Dan. Stick around. Don't move a muscle.
Oh, I'm not moving.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you. All right.